John.
Jay, back to Syria. You now have three separate American allies who say that they have evidence that Syria used chemical weapons in multiple instances going back to December and as recently as March. When the president talked about this, he didn't just say it was unacceptable, he said it was a game changer. So my question to you is, what does that mean? What does it mean?
It means that we are assessing the reports of chemical weapons use. And it is very important to do whatever we can to monitor, investigate, and verify any credible allegations, given the enormous consequences for the Syrian people, and given, as you said, the President's clear statement about the fact that chemical weapons use is unacceptable. It is precisely because of the seriousness of the use of chemical weapons and the seriousness with which the President made clear that that use would be unacceptable that it is incumbent upon us and our partners to investigate thoroughly and validate or verify allegations of chemical weapons use, and we are obviously doing that.
But again, the president didn't just say unacceptable. He said chemical weapons use would be a game changer. So my question is, what does that mean?
Well, again, I'm not going to speculate about actions that may or may not.
This isn't speculation.
Sure,
this is something the president said. The president said it would be a game changer.
He
So
means
what
that
did
it's
he
a
mean
red
by
line
that?
and that use of chemical weapons is unacceptable, and it would not be acceptable to the President, to the United States. All the more reason why we have to monitor very closely and take action to verify and validate credible claims of chemical weapons use. What I won't do is jump to the next step and say, if claims are verified, what action will we take? That's speculating, and I won't do that. But you can be sure, based on what the President told you from this podium, that this is a very serious matter, which is why we are investigating it the way that we are.
Can we be assured he is going to take action? I mean, you might tell me what the action is. Is he going to do something about this?
Well, you're saying to do something about this, we have to make sure that we monitor.
This
but
is
again,
crazy speculation. You
I'm
have
not
two
saying it
allies
is.
who say they have physical evidence. You have the Israelis who have made a strong case about what happened.
And we are, as we absolutely must, working with our partners to investigate these allegations. It is absolutely the case in an environment that, like the one you have in Syria, that proving chemical weapons use can be difficult. But we are engaged in a process of trying to investigate and verify these allegations.
Well, what are we doing in that area? We know that the Brits actually went and took soil samples. What are we doing to
Well, I'm not going to
investigate?
get into the methods that we use to gather information or intelligence, but you can be sure that we are utilizing the tools that we have available to us to investigate these very serious allegations.
Jay,
Yeah.
these three countries jumping the gun, reaching this determination.
Look, this is a very serious issue. The fact that there were allegations about chemical weapons use led to the calls for an investigation by the United Nations. We support that effort and believe that the Assad regime's blocking of that effort demonstrates or seems to demonstrate a lack of seriousness about their intent when it comes to their original calls for an investigation. It is why we are working with our allies and partners to, as well as using the tools that we have available to us, to further investigate these allegations. But it is the seriousness of this. Look, here's what I'll tell you, Major. I speak for the President. He views these issues as very serious, as he made clear to you, and he is ensuring that we carefully investigate allegations like these and attempt to verify them because of the fact that if it were to be the case that chemical weapons had been used in Syria, that would be unacceptable, as the President made clear.
Implicit in your answer that it's difficult to verify these things because of the facts on the ground, and that we have yet to reach this conclusion. Implicit in that is that these other three countries have reached a conclusion prematurely.
Well, no, we're working with our allies. We consult with these countries and others and share information all the time on these matters. And I would simply say that we are working to investigate and verify these allegations. It is precisely because the use of chemical weapons is such a serious issue, and the seriousness that the use of those weapons would be viewed by this government, that we need to be extremely deliberate in the process of evaluating and attempting to verify these reports.
In other words, we find nothing objectionable about the evidence they've cited or their methods to try to verify it on their own.
Again, we work with our partners. We share a great deal of information. We have means and methods that we employ to monitor chemical weapons in Syria. We support an investigation led by the United Nations into the allegations of chemical weapons use. And through all these methods, we are attempting to get to the bottom of these allegations to find out whether or not they're accurate.